Alex stepped out of the shuttle onto the surface of Zyphera and felt a strange mix of awe and unease. The planet was nothing like Earth. The sky shimmered with streaks of green and purple, moving slowly as if it were alive. Bioluminescent plants lit up the ground, creating a soft glow that reflected off the metallic rocks scattered across the landscape. Every step he took made a faint hum, almost like the planet itself was responding to his presence. He adjusted his bag, which carried the equipment he had been told might help in his research, and took a deep breath. He had come here to study alien biology, but something told him this assignment would be much more than academic. He was greeted by the Zypheran Council, a group of tall, graceful alien females with skin that seemed to shimmer in the faint light. Their eyes were large, with colors shifting like liquid, and their movements were smooth and deliberate. Alex couldn't help but notice how different they were, yet there was something strangely familiar in their gestures and expressions. The council welcomed him warmly, though there was an intensity in their gaze that made him feel like they could see straight through him. "Welcome, human," said one of them in a voice that seemed to harmonize with the hum of the planet. "We are glad you have come. Your species has qualities that we find unique and valuable. We hope you will assist us in understanding your genetics." Alex nodded cautiously. "I'm honored. I've studied a lot about your species from afar, but seeing it in person, it's incredible." The council shared a brief smile among themselves. "We have not invited you only for study," said another, her tone serious. "We have a request. Our species is facing a challenge, and your DNA could provide a solution." Alex frowned slightly. "My DNA? I don't understand." The first council member gestured toward a nearby structure that seemed to rise organically from the ground. "We have a genetic bottleneck. Our population has become too uniform. Disease, weaknesses, stagnation, they threaten our survival. Humans have traits we lack. You are adaptable, resilient, and diverse. Your contribution could save our species." Alex swallowed. This was unexpected. He had imagined analyzing Zypheran cells, maybe helping them in theoretical ways. He had not imagined that he might be asked to offer himself in some way. "And how do you propose I help?" he asked carefully. The council exchanged glances. "We do not use cloning, splicing, or artificial extraction. We insist on the natural method." Alex blinked. "The natural method?" "Yes," said the first council member. "Your DNA can only be shared in a way that is respectful, collaborative, and natural. You will see soon enough what this entails." He felt a wave of curiosity and apprehension. I see. Well, I'm willing to learn." The council led him to a large structure that resembled a greenhouse, though it was far more sophisticated than any human greenhouse. Inside, the air was warm and slightly sweet. Plants and strange creatures moved as if aware of him. The walls glowed softly, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. He marveled at the design, noting that everything seemed balanced, almost perfect in its functionality and beauty. "This is your habitat while you are here," the council explained. "You will be comfortable, you will be safe, and you will learn." Alex spent the first hours exploring. The facility was filled with pools of clear liquid that shimmered with bioluminescence. Some plants reacted to his touch, opening and closing leaves gently. Small creatures, some resembling insects, others more like floating orbs, interacted with the environment and each other in a synchronized dance. It was mesmerizing. As he walked, one of the council members, who introduced herself as Lyra, joined him. She was different from the others in a subtle way. Her movements were playful, her curiosity visible in every gesture. "You are fascinated," she said, her voice musical. "Most humans would be too afraid to walk among our living networks." Alex smiled nervously. "I won't lie, it's overwhelming, but it's beautiful, and it's alive in a way I haven't seen anywhere else." Lyra tilted her head, studying him. "Humans are strong, adaptable. That is why we need you, but strength alone is not enough. You must understand us, understand our lives before you can truly help. That is the essence of the natural method. Alex's stomach tightened. He had no idea what that meant, but he knew it involved more than just observation. "I'll do my best," he said. Over the next few days, Alex learned about Xipheran life in ways that fascinated him. He watched the aliens interact with their environment, noting how every action seemed to maintain balance. Eating, communicating, even sleeping was done in harmony with the living planet. He realized their species was built on principles of cooperation and integration. One morning, Lyra approached him with a serious expression. "Tomorrow you will begin the bonding process," she said. Alex froze. "Bonding process?" "Yes," Lyra replied. "It is how we determine genetic compatibility. Only through bonding can you share what we need. Do not worry." "It is safe. It is natural." Alex's mind raced. He had expected a scientific procedure, maybe a sample of some sort, not bonding. He glanced at her, unsure how to respond. I don't even know what that involves." Lyra smiled softly. "You will learn come tomorrow. Rest tonight." That night, Alex lay awake in a room that hummed softly, the walls glowing with soothing light. He thought about humans, about how his species had survived countless challenges. He thought about adaptability, courage, and resilience. If this planet truly needed him, he would not fail. But the uncertainty gnawed at him. What did the aliens truly want? What did the natural method involve? The next morning, he followed Lyra through corridors that led to a large chamber. The walls were lined with glowing strands of bioluminescent filaments, and the floor was soft and warm underfoot. In the center, a pool of liquid shimmered invitingly. "Step in," Lyra instructed. Alex hesitated. "This is part of the bonding." "Yes," she replied. "Step in, relax. Let the connection begin." He took a deep breath and stepped into the pool. The water was warm and a tingling sensation spread through his body. He felt a strange resonance, as if the liquid was syncing with his heartbeat, his breath, even his thoughts. Lyra joined him, and suddenly he felt a connection he couldn't explain. It was not physical in the way humans understood, but something deeper, emotional, mental, and somehow biological. Images flashed in his mind, memories of Lyra's early life, the growth of her species, the balance of the planet itself. He could feel her curiosity, her intelligence, her fears and hopes, and somehow he could feel his own presence amplifying her understanding of human life. When the session ended, Alex collapsed on the soft floor, breathless and stunned. That was incredible," he said, looking at Lyra. "I didn't expect it to feel like this." Lyra smiled, her eyes reflecting pride and relief. "You are learning. This is only the beginning. The natural method requires empathy, courage, and understanding. You have shown all three. You are ready to continue." Alex nodded, still trying to catch his breath. He had no idea what lay ahead, but he felt a spark of purpose he had never felt before. Humanity's strength wasn't just in muscles or intelligence. It was in adaptability, courage, and the ability to connect. And here on Xyphera, he would need all of it. As the sun, or whatever light source passed for a sun, shifted across the strange sky, Alex realized something. He was no longer just a visitor. He was a participant in something much bigger than himself, something that could change the future of an entire species. And perhaps, in the process, he might discover something new about what it truly meant to be human. The next day, Alex awoke with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The memory of the previous night's bonding experience lingered like an electric current under his skin. He felt a connection to Xyphera that he couldn't explain, a sense that this planet was more alive than any place he had known. Lyra had told him that the next stage of the natural method would test not only his adaptability, but also his empathy, understanding, and resilience. He had no idea what that meant, but he felt ready. He followed Lyra through the softly glowing corridors of the habitat. The walls pulsed gently with light, and Alex noticed the faint hum of Xyphera vibrating through the floor. Every step seemed synchronized with the rhythm of the planet. Lyra led him to a new chamber, larger and more intricate than the first. It was filled with pools of luminescent liquid, each one connected by a network of glowing channels. Strange creatures floated through the water, their forms shifting like liquid light. Alex felt his heart race. "This is the bonding chamber," Lyra explained. "Here, you will experience the next stage of the natural method. You must be willing to connect, not only with me but with the essence of our species. You must understand our lives, our instincts, our emotions. Only then can your DNA truly contribute to ours." Alex swallowed. "And if I fail," Lyra tilted her head, "then we learn nothing." "But you will not fail. Humans have a strength we admire. You must trust yourself and trust us." He nodded, stepping carefully into one of the pools. The water was warm, almost comforting, and he felt the tingling sensation from before, stronger this time. Lyra joined him, and immediately he felt the connection deepen. It was as if their minds were brushing against each other, exchanging thoughts, feelings, and instincts. He could feel her curiosity, her intelligence, and her playful nature. He could feel her experiences, her memories, and the rhythm of her life. The experience was overwhelming. Alex felt as though he were living 1,000 lives at once, experiencing moments from Zypheran childhoods, witnessing their survival strategies, and understanding the delicate balance they maintained with the planet. Every emotion was vivid and intense, yet he felt an incredible clarity. He understood why their species had survived so long despite challenges, why they were so cautious with their genetic diversity, and why they valued the natural method above all. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Alex had lost track of time before the connection slowly eased. He floated in the warm liquid, exhausted but enlightened. I think I understand," he whispered. "It's not just about genetics. It's about life, balance, survival, and respect. You aren't asking me to give DNA. You're asking me to connect, to understand, to become part of your story." Lyra smiled softly. "Exactly. The DNA is important, but the connection matters more. It ensures that our species continues not only physically but emotionally and socially. You are beginning to see the strength of humans, the adaptability, the courage, and the empathy. These qualities are rare in our experience with other species." Over the next few days, Alex underwent a series of exercises and experiences designed to deepen the connection. He learned to communicate without words, to synchronize his heartbeat and breathing with Lyra's, and to navigate simulations that tested his instincts and problem-solving abilities. In one exercise, he was placed in a virtual scenario where he had to help a young Zypheran navigate dangerous terrain while avoiding predators and environmental hazards. Alex's human ingenuity, quick thinking, and resourcefulness impressed Lyra. She laughed and praised him when he found a clever solution, and Alex felt a deep satisfaction in earning her respect. During their free moments, Lyra and Alex explored the natural beauty of Zyphera. They walked through glowing forests where plants responded to their touch, and streams shimmered with bioluminescent fish. They observed alien wildlife and studied the ecosystem, and Alex realized that the Zypherans' survival depended not only on their intelligence, but on their ability to live in harmony with their environment. Lyra shared stories of her species' history, of challenges they had overcome, and of the delicate equilibrium they maintained. Alex listened, fascinated, and began to appreciate the depth of their culture. One evening, as they rested near a pool that reflected the multicolored sky, Lyra turned to Alex. "You are progressing well. Tomorrow, you will face the final stage, the shared genetic challenge. It is designed to test your full understanding of our biology and your compatibility. It will be difficult, but I believe you are ready." Alex felt a knot of anxiety tighten in his stomach. "What kind of challenge?" Lyra's expression was calm but serious. "It is immersive. You will experience a simulation of Zypheran life, including the most critical moments of our development. You must respond correctly, demonstrating empathy, problem-solving, and resilience. Your actions will determine if your DNA can be integrated into our species. You must succeed not for yourself but for us." That night, Alex could hardly sleep. He reviewed everything he had learned, every lesson from the previous days, every connection he had felt with Zyphera and its inhabitants. He thought about humans and the qualities that made them unique: adaptability, courage, empathy, ingenuity. If he could channel those traits, he might succeed. He closed his eyes and tried to visualize the challenge, preparing himself mentally for what lay ahead. The next morning, Lyra led him to a chamber that seemed alive. The walls shifted subtly and the air hummed with energy. "This is it," she said. "Step forward." Alex entered, and immediately he was immersed in a world that felt real. The simulation projected the critical moments of Zypheran life around him. He saw young Zypherans struggling with environmental hazards, facing predators, and navigating complex social interactions. Alex felt their fears, hopes, and instincts as if they were his own. He had to make decisions quickly, balancing safety, survival, and compassion. Each choice had immediate consequences, and he realized that a single mistake could jeopardize the outcome. He helped a young Zypheran trapped in a bioluminescent plant that threatened to crush it. He guided another through a hazardous terrain using clever thinking and intuition. He mediated conflicts among simulated Zypheran communities, demonstrating understanding and empathy. With every success, he felt the connection deepen, a bond forming not just with Lyra but with the Zypheran species as a whole. The simulation pushed him to his limits. He faced challenges that tested his physical and mental stamina, scenarios that seemed impossible, and moments that required pure instinct. Yet, he persevered. He thought of humans on Earth, how they had survived countless obstacles, and drew strength from that knowledge. He adapted, improvised, and used the tools at his disposal. Finally, the simulation ended. Alex collapsed onto the soft floor, drenched in sweat but exhilarated. He looked up at Lyra, who was watching him with a mixture of pride and admiration. "You have done well," she said. "Not only have you succeeded, but you have shown qualities we value most: adaptability, courage, empathy, and intelligence. You are ready." Alex smiled, exhausted but satisfied. I did it," Lyra nodded. "Yes, you have proven yourself. Tomorrow, the integration process will begin. You will contribute to our species in a way that is natural, ethical, and respectful. This is only the beginning of a long partnership between humans and Zypherans." As Alex rested that night, he reflected on the past days. He had come to Zyphera expecting to study alien biology. Instead, he had been challenged, tested, and transformed. He felt a profound respect for the Zypherans, and he understood that the natural method was about more than genetics. It was about connection, respect, and mutual growth. He realized something else as well. Humanity's strength was not just in intelligence or physical capability, but in the ability to adapt, understand, and empathize. On this distant world, he had discovered a truth that resonated deep within him. Humans could thrive anywhere, not through domination, but through courage, ingenuity, and connection. Alex drifted to sleep with a sense of purpose he had never felt before. Tomorrow, he would take the final step, contributing to Zyphera's future in a way no human had ever done. He was ready, and he knew that the partnership he was forming would shape not only the destiny of the Zypherans, but also the legacy of humanity among the stars. The morning light on Zyphera was different from anything Alex had ever seen. Soft streams of glowing green and violet lit the horizon, and the air vibrated with life. Today would be the day, the final step of the natural method. Alex felt a mixture of anticipation, nervousness, and determination. He had passed every test, endured the simulations, and connected with the Zypherans in ways he had never imagined. Now it was time for the actual integration process. Lyra met him at the chamber. Her expression was calm, yet her eyes reflected the significance of what was about to happen. "Are you ready?" she asked. Alex nodded. "I am. I've learned a lot. I hope it's enough." She smiled softly. "It will be. Remember, the process is about collaboration, trust, and respect. Nothing will be done without your consent. You are an active participant, not just a contributor." He followed her into a large hall, the center dominated by a circular platform surrounded by softly glowing channels of liquid. The air shimmered as if charged with energy, and Alex felt the hum of the planet resonate deep in his chest. The Zypherans around them moved gracefully, almost ceremoniously, but Alex could sense that their focus was entirely on him and the process ahead. Lyra guided him to the platform. "Step here," she said. As he did, the liquid channels pulsed and began to glow more brightly. Alex felt a warmth radiating through the floor, almost like the planet itself was embracing him. Lyra joined him, and as their hands touched, he felt the familiar tingling sensation spread through his body, stronger than ever before. "This is the point where your DNA will be harmonized with Zypheran biology," Lyra explained. "It is not invasive. It is a natural resonance, a merging of life energies that allows our species to benefit from your genetic diversity. You will feel it not as a procedure but as a connection. Are you willing?" Alex took a deep breath. "I am. Let's do this." The moment he consented, the process began. Waves of energy moved through him, flowing with the rhythm of Zyphera itself. He felt his body respond in ways he couldn't control, his senses expanding as the liquid channels pulsed around him. Images, emotions, and instinctive knowledge from Zyphera flowed into him, and in return, he felt his own human essence spreading outward. The connection was profound, like being part of the planet, the species, and the life around him simultaneously. He realized this was more than biology. This was trust, empathy, and understanding made tangible. He felt the Zypherans' needs, their fears, their hopes for survival. He felt the collective memory of their species, the lessons learned through generations, the moments of triumph and loss. And he felt Lyra beside him, her essence intertwining with his in a bond that went beyond words. Hours passed, though Alex had no sense of time. He felt exhausted, yet more alive than ever. The resonance deepened until it reached a point of perfect synchronization. He could feel the Zypherans' bodies, their minds, their lives aligning with his own human adaptability, resilience, and creativity. It was as if the strengths of both species were merging into something greater than the sum of their parts. Finally, the energy slowed, and the glow of the chamber dimmed. Alex opened his eyes and felt a calm unlike anything he had known. He looked at Lyra, who was smiling with pride and relief. "It is complete," she said softly. "Your DNA, your essence, has been integrated into Zypheran biology, and through this, a bond has been formed that will strengthen both our species for generations." Alex took a deep breath, still processing the experience. It felt like more than DNA. It felt like I became part of Zypheru itself." Lyra nodded. "That is exactly what happened. Humans have qualities we admire, not just genetics, but the ability to adapt, understand, and persevere. Your contribution will change our species' future, and not just genetically. You have shown us that collaboration and trust are as powerful as any biological advantage." As the days passed, Alex began to notice subtle changes in his own perception. He could sense the rhythms of the planet more clearly, anticipate movements in the environment, and understand Zypheran social signals in ways that were impossible before. The integration had strengthened him as much as it had strengthened Zyphera. His relationship with Lyra deepened as well. They spent hours exploring the glowing forests, observing wildlife, and discussing the philosophies of their respective species. They laughed at small cultural misunderstandings, shared insights about survival and adaptability, and marveled at the beauty of a world so different from Earth, yet connected through their shared experiences. One evening, as they rested beside a pool reflecting the shifting colors of the sky, Lyra turned to Alex. "You have proven that humans are extraordinary. Not just physically or intellectually, but in ways that matter most: empathy, courage, and the ability to connect with life itself. You are a true partner to our species, and you have earned a place among us." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of pride. "I never imagined coming here would lead to this. I thought I would study your biology, maybe make small contributions. I didn't realize humans had something this powerful to offer." Lyra's eyes shimmered. "You have shown us that strength is not just survival or intelligence. It is resilience, it is understanding, it is heart. That is why we sought you. That is why we insisted on the natural method. Because only a human could bring these qualities to Zyphera in a way that truly matters." As the weeks went by, Alex's integration continued to strengthen. Zypheran scientists and leaders began to notice improvements in their species, subtle but important changes in adaptability, problem-solving, and resilience. The Zypherans flourished, their populations growing healthier and more diverse. Alex realized that humanity's influence was tangible and that his presence on Zyphera had made a real difference. He also realized something profound about himself. Humans were not just survivors, they were innovators, collaborators, and connectors. In every challenge, humans had the ability to find solutions, to adapt, and to persevere. On Zyphera, these qualities were not just admirable, they were life-saving. One morning, Alex and Lyra stood on a cliff overlooking a vast bioluminescent forest. The sky shifted colors above them, and the hum of Zyphera resonated beneath their feet. Alex felt a sense of peace and purpose he had never known. "It's incredible," he said quietly. "To think that humans, something so small in the universe, could make such a difference here." Lyra smiled, her gaze sweeping across the glowing landscape. "It is more than difference. You have strengthened us. You have shown that partnership, understanding, and courage are powerful forces. Humans are extraordinary, Alex, and you have proven it." Alex looked at her, feeling a deep respect and connection. "And I've learned just as much from you and your species. This planet, your people, they've shown me what true harmony and resilience mean. I feel part of something bigger than myself." Lyra placed her hand over his. "And that is the essence of the natural method. It is not just about DNA. It is about connection, understanding, and respect. Through this, we ensure that both our species survive, thrive, and grow stronger together." As the sun, or the shifting light, set across Zyphera, Alex knew that he had changed. He was no longer just a visitor from Earth. He was a participant in an interstellar story of survival, adaptation, and collaboration. Humanity's strengths had been recognized, valued, and integrated into a world far beyond his own. And in that moment, he understood something that would stay with him forever. Humans were capable of more than survival. They were capable of connection, empathy, and influence in ways that could shape the future of entire species. Zyphera had given him a challenge, a purpose, and a place among the stars, and humanity had risen to meet it. Alex turned to Lyra and smiled, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. Together they looked out over the glowing forest, two species united by trust, respect, and the remarkable strengths of humans. The future was bright, alive, and full of possibilities. And for the first time in his life, Alex felt truly at home, not just on Zyphera but among the stars.